All right, what a game. Really proud of our guys, the way they fought and continued to play through some adversity. I say it all the time, but you got to fight for 60 minutes, and we talked about the locker room after the game, what we wanted to feel like. And the only way that it could feel the way you wanted to feel is by, giving everything you had for the guy next to you and not to look at the scoreboard. And honestly, we were in there right now, and I was just trying to say what was the score at half. I couldn't even remember it. I thought it was 21-10. I guess it was 24-10. And I told him, I said, if we'll play, we'll continue to play hard, because I thought we were playing extremely hard in the first half. The ball will bounce our way. It will happen. And it did. And just really, really proud of the guys, really proud of the defense, how they played in the second half. Really, that fourth quarter, they had a couple passes, a couple pass interferences, but we bowed our deck in plus territory, and guys stepped up. We started to get pressure out of a four-man front. Really proud of the way they responded. Proud of the offense, coming back and answering, down 2 touchdowns, finding ways to put points on the board, different ways with the run game and through the air. Proud of Nick Stevens coming in and playing well when he came in to drive and getting us in the right run plays on the running drive we had, and then delivering the ball to Michael Gallup on the third down, which is a big conversion for us. Just proud of the guys. It was a great atmosphere there. I wish more of the guys would have stayed around for the second half to see the game. But that when you walk out there at the start of the game and that stadium's full, it's a special feeling. And I truly believe that we could build something special here. It takes time. It takes when there's change. And I said this last year, but everything doesn't happen the way you want it. It's one victory. It's one victory for us, and we got to go back and continue to do the things that we've done day in and day out. But I believe we're getting there.
With the roller coaster that your team's kind of got you on, are they testing your sanity or your ability to stay sane?
Well, it's football. You've been coaching long enough. There's going to be ups and downs, and you're playing a team that's a good football team. I know both of us had 2 and 3 records, but they were a good football team that played some good football teams and played them close. And for our guys to come out and battle, And I talked about the script that I thought the way the game was going to go at the hotel today. And then I said, but guess what? It's not going to go exactly like that. They're going to make plays. There's going to be momentum shifts. But how are we going to respond? And the guys responded extremely well. It's something you preach all the time, about handling adversity, but to see your guys do that makes you feel good as a coach.
What does it say about the character and mental toughness of Nick to go from a starter, not playing, and then jump in, obviously a big situation?
Well, it's easier said than done, to how you're going to handle it. It's one thing for a guy to say the right things to you guys in the media, but it's another thing for the guy to live the right way. And that's what he did from day one. He wasn't happy, but he understood, and he came out and worked every day in practice. He prepared. He was a great leader, not only for Colin but for the team, because he put his personal agenda aside, and he kept being a Ram and kept preparing and kept working. And I knew if he had this opportunity, the guys would respond to him, and he would play well because they saw how he handled the situation. So really proud of him. Not sure on Colin. We'll get an MRI on him in the morning. It is his knee. We'll see. What comes of the MRI. But Nick has prepared, and we'll just see. I'll let y'all know Monday.
What adjustments did you make defensively in the second half to kind of slow down their running game? And really, your defense posted shutout in the second half. Really responded.
Yeah. Well, I thought one, we were getting a lot of empty, and we made the adjustment to put Kyle Robinson at the Mike linebacker because they were lining up Lewis at the number 3 receiver and kind of working our Mike linebacker a little bit. And, he did a nice job in that. We started mixing some cover 2 late in the game, which we played a lot of quarters in cover 3. The cover 2 kind of confused him a little bit. And then guys made some great individual efforts, some one-on-one battles that they won. One I could think of was a counter they ran, a quarterback counter, and we're basically blocked. And Colorado fought off his guy, tackled him for a 2-yard 2-yard gain, but we didn't give up. We didn't give up. They kept making plays. They do a lot of stuff offensively, a lot of different formations and pose some threats. But and then we got some pressure on them in a 4-man rush, caused him to float some balls, and then we attacked their bubble screens. I thought a guy that I got to watch the tape, but stood out to me was Justin Sweet all night. And I've always felt Justin has had the ability. It's just him cutting it loose, and he did tonight. Talked about it being a physical game and having to win on the perimeter, and he won. He was forcing it. He was coming off making plays, and you saw those plays. Maybe it's just a stop, but we kept getting momentum and getting energized and feeding off each other.
Are you trusting some of your freshmen more because R.J. Jean has a big play late? Jamal Hicks breaks up the 4th and 10 play. Were they in there on necessity, or are they in there because you trust them?
Well, R.J. Jean is a guy, maybe I just talked about it to the TV production crew, that they asked who I think would make a difference, and I thought he would. Here's a guy that's, at the beginning of the season was spending 95% of his time on scout team and 5% on a little bit of a backup in a 3rd down, what we call cheetah package. But he kept working, and then he's about 50-50 now. But the way he got better was he continued to work on the scout team. And we had a 1 minute on Wednesday, and R.J. Jean actually won the 1 minute by straining and getting through 3 blockers. And, we pointed it out to the team, and this is the kind of effort we need. And said it today at the hotel. I said he's going to make a big play, and he did tonight. Jamal Hicks had to come in. Braylon had to come out. Had something with him. I'm not sure about his injury. And Jamal came in. And Jamal's a guy that just first got in last week. And, he's a guy we've been wanting to play in safety. And sometimes coaches get a little bit tight for putting freshmen in there, especially at safety. But he's a guy that, will play more as the season goes on.
Mike, it's just one win, as you said. But
Right.
How much does this team need this emotionally right now?
Well, you need something. I've said it since I've been here. Win is good for team morale. Lose is bad. But as a coach, you got to come back and bring them back in every week. And the message was we got to take this as a positive. We got to keep this momentum as we go forward this week. And that's what good teams do. One win does not satisfy you. You got to continue to work. But at the end of the day, we were going to continue to work anyway. That's how I'm built. That's how I'm going to build my team, that they're going to always fight. There will never be quit in our football team. I can promise you that.
Jalen had a really big game for you, and did he get Brian Applewhite off the hook now?
No, because I told him he's got to score. He's got to score. We're going to have a running back score in the open field. But no, Dawkins, it was good to see him come out and play well. Telling the guys all week and told them at the hotel today, I really felt good about our run plan. As much movement and slanting they do, if we could get in the right play, we were going to have some holes. And, we did early on. You could see the holes early on in the game, and they made some adjustments. But the one thing that I wanted to do and told the offensive coaches, I wanted to stay patient. Stay patient to the run game. Don't panic. Keep playing. Let's make it a second half game and see if we can win it. And we were able to do that. The defense rallied. We didn't turn the ball over offensively. Defense got 2 turnovers plus a 4th down stop. So really good to see.
How important was it for your defense to respond to considering how well Wyoming ran the ball last week and how successful Utah State was early?
Well, I mean, it's you just got to keep playing. Just because one team runs the ball on you or one team has success, that doesn't define who you are as a defense. It doesn't define who you are as a team. It's how you respond and being resilient, ability to bounce back, and that's what our guys are doing. It's taking time, but you saw some fight tonight. Which probably everybody here thought 24-10. They're not going to do it. Maybe a lot of people in the crowd, I don't know. But our guys did think that. Our guys believed that we were going to find a way to win, and that's what I'm proud of.
What was the biggest difference coming out in the second half in your mind emotionally between your team tonight versus last week?
Well, it was pretty much the same message. It's the same message all the time. I believe you got to be consistent with your message and what you expect. I felt there was buy-in and accountability for the guys that we were going to get it done. And I thought we had a better week of practice. I told y'all this week that we had a better week of practice than we did last week, and we had a good week of practice last week. If we'll do that, we'll get better. And then the plays will start to happen, and they did tonight, which, we beat a good football team. But the thing I like is there's a lot we can still improve on.
Was the big spark the play to Gallup?
Our offensive line, where we're doing some of those checks, and when I was calling plays pretty fast in the first quarter, we were pretty good, but then when we put a little bit more on Colin, we kind of slowed down, and there's too much conversation, and Nick took control, which was good to see.
Speaking of taking control, last week Wyoming scored 21 straight points. Your team seemed a little deflated. This week, Utah State put up 21 points against your team, and they did not. They came back out and played well. Were you encouraged by the on-field leadership?
Yeah, I was. That's what we talked about. I might have mentioned it here, but definitely mentioned it to our team. It's got to be leadership. You can't allow something like that to happen, and that starts with me, and it starts with the leaders on our team. I believe they did that. Holding people accountable, not getting down, continuing to play. That's all you can do. People gonna make plays. Wyoming's a much improved football team that's got safeties that are pretty good. They got one of the best backs in this league, and it was their night. The ball bounced their way, and we didn't respond well to that. And we talked about good teams can regain momentum because they focus on what they're doing and focus on their job, and don't worry about the things going on around them. And I think we have a tendency to do that. I think we have a tendency sometimes to think that, well, I'm doing my job. Well, no, do your job plus make plays. And you saw some of that tonight. You saw Justin Sweet doing his job, forcing it, but getting off, making a play. You saw Jordan Vane in cover 2 see the quarterback go to the deep, coming off his guy, having a pass breakup. Not just doing your assignment, but understanding what we're trying to do defensively. And it was a good night for us.
Is that a natural progression as the season goes on?
Well, yeah, it is. It is. The guys never played defense, but at the same time, it's doing what we do in practice and taking it to the game. I see good things in practice. Okay, it's pulling the trigger as a player. Go make the play. I'm constantly preaching, go make the play. All right, we've got good practices. We should have confidence. Go out there and play free. Play free. Don't worry about making a mistake because they're going to happen. But if we play free, all right, and play within ourselves, we'll have a chance to make plays. And I don't think we've been playing as free. I think, it's some of that. Sometimes it's when you call it. You're not allowed them to play free. But I keep telling them we're going to call things to allow you to play free. There is no perfect call. There is no perfect call. It's guys going out there, understanding the call, and playing free to have a chance to make their plays.
When you do the play that Colin got hurt on, obviously he was fighting to get a first down, but he ends up getting hurt. Is that the way you like your quarterbacks approaching?
Yeah, he slid earlier and we couldn't get converted because he slid too short. But no, I think he was behind his pads. We're trying to win a football game. And we talk about being physically tough and going to make that play. And he was going to make that play. Did a nice job getting up in the pocket, making somebody miss. It's unfortunate. I don't know the severity of it. Injuries happen. He's a guy that will respond if it's something severe. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. He seems to be walking around on it pretty good. But, that's going to make a play.
Was there any question between going with Nick or Fatone in that situation, or as soon as you saw the call was there, was it going to be Nick?
It's Nick. Nick has been the guy that's been number 2. I know Fatone has been in every game, but his is more special packages for us, and Nick was the backup, regular quarterback, if I would say. Yeah. Smart ass.
I think we had a good balance of the run game and the pass game. We look really good, and then the defense definitely bowed their neck in the second half.
How much did this team need this right now?
We needed a lot. Going with those losses, they're depleting, but we're very excited to get the W.
Was it any different? Coach made it sound like halftime was kind of the same as last week. As far as in the locker room.
Yeah, we're starting to get to the point where we have more energy in the locker room. That's what we were missing, I think. Guys getting down on themselves. So we knew we were still in this game. We knew we had a chance to win, and we just executed in the second half.
Were there some players that kind of stepped up and led a little bit more, maybe?
Yeah, KD he's always a leader. He's always stepping up. Sweet definitely stepped up on defense. And then on offense, we had Nick Stevens come in, so he was ready. he's been waiting his shot, and he got it. So he was a leader in the second half.
How impressed were you with the way that Nick came in and just kept it going?
Yeah, he did a great job. He's an older guy, so he's been here, he's done this, and you know it was exciting. He was getting all fired up.
Coach Bobo said that he's a calming influence on the offensive line. Do you sense that in the huddle that he's a calming influence on the entire offense?
Yeah, you know, I think guys are comfortable with Nick, so everybody's pretty calm. Everybody knows he can do the job. He can do the job back there.
You kind of perplexed by the fact you guys, it's 2 weeks early, you got the fast starts on
Mm-hmm.
offense, and then things go dead. Any rhyme or reason to that in your mind?
You know, I'm not sure. Coach Friend always talks about winning the first 5 of the half and winning the last 5 of the half, and we need to keep working on winning the last 5. But I think we're definitely good on our start. It's just our ending of each half we need to work on.
Coaches talked about it. You guys need to make plays,
Mhm.
especially at the receiver position.
Mhm.
What changed tonight to where you guys were able to make some of those plays that maybe you haven't earlier in the season?
You know, Coach Bobo just trusted us. He aired out the ball, and we made the plays. Michael Gallup made plays. Weezy made a few plays, and then I don't know. It was exciting. Yeah.
Was that spark that the spark that you needed was Gallup turning that short pass into a 60-yard touchdown?
Yeah. You know, that. You can't get any better than that. You know, taking it 60 yards or whatever he took it. That's exciting. That's a momentum gainer, and that's what we need. That's what we need for the games coming in the next few weeks and everything against Boise and all that.
All right, you guys really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mike, did you, that slant, I mean, taking that thing to the end zone, just how big was that? And did you know right away that you were going to go all the way?
It's obviously a momentum builder, and we were running slants pretty much the whole game. And coach called my number, and you know you gotta produce. So it was a good feeling, and we just gotta have more of it.
Is that the kind of thing this team needs more of, just those kind of emotional plays that get people fired up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We need a lot of that. We had a lot tonight. Everybody played great tonight. Everybody had fun. I know it wasn't that great, you know, at the start of the game for everybody, but we dug deep and we came out on top tonight.
Did you sense that maybe the momentum change or your emotions changed on the sidelines after you scored on that play?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody had they had their emotions fly high after that, and the defense played well. Everybody gets a spark after that. They get a spark.
How much did this team just need this win tonight, given the way the last couple of weeks have gone?
We needed it a lot. We needed it a lot. It was a confidence booster for everybody, and it was much needed.
How impressed were you with the way that Nick handled himself when he came in underneath the column?
That was great composure by Nick. We need that, and I mean, when someone goes down, someone else has to step up. So he did that for us tonight, and that's just great. That's good.
I mean, did you guys get a sense of how tough that was for him to start the season as your starting quarterback, lose the job, be the good soldier, and then you put in the situation that he was?
Yeah, I mean, he did. He lost it, but he never showed it in practice. He always showed up to work, and that's what he does best. And you know, his number was called tonight, and he produced.
How big was that throw to you on third down that got you, set up that game-winning touchdown?
It's just we had to make plays. Coach Bobo told us wide receivers, you just need to catch the ball, and that's what we did tonight. So.
How important is this for this offense? You have 140 yards receiving, Dalen has 125 yards rushing. To finally be showing that balance that you guys have wanted all along, to actually put it on the field.
It means a lot. It means a lot. We've been working for it, and it finally came tonight. And all you can do is go back to the practice field and get better and do it again next week.
Did you sense though that things were a little bit easier because you had both elements working?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once you get that balanced attack, things just start flowing. Defense can't react to just one thing. They got to think about two things now. So it was good. It was good.
Is that the first time this season you really felt that?
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
maybe even this season.
maybe, but yeah, tonight we felt that, so it was good.
Coach has mentioned that you guys need to make plays on both sides of the ball. Do you feel like you guys obviously were able to do that? And what kind of changed tonight for you guys to be able to make some of those plays that maybe you haven't made?
Tonight, it was just we had to make those plays. Like everything was, it hasn't been clicking for us, in the last couple of games. And tonight we needed to do it, so we did it, and we're looking to do it again next week.
All right, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations. Bringing AZ back from the first half.
That's something you really can never find an answer for, and it's something we're trying to figure out. But you can see that when we're playing at a high intensity, how we execute and how we play, and that's really where we want to get to be able to do that entire game.
From your standpoint, what changed with your guys' rushing game this week? And you guys struggled in the second half against Wyoming. What was different today where you guys were able to have so much success?
I think today we just, played extremely physical. Our linemen secured their blocks, got around on pulls, and I feel like we just dominated completely today, whereas in other games, it's one guy missing something, running back not running hard enough, and today I just feel like we fired on all cylinders in the run game.
Mike did admit that he wanted to stay a little more patient with the run game. Could you guys feel that as running backs with the way he was calling plays, that he was giving it a little bit more time to develop?
Yeah, I really felt that. I mean, this week they came in, they said, look, we're running the ball, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to run the ball the entire game. We're going to stay true and tried, and you see that when you start running the ball, it opens up the pass game. And that was really a big factor in today, was running the ball, because they're biting on a lot of play actions.
I was going to say, then once you started the passing, how much easier did the running become? Once you start getting
holes open wide up, because teams get caught whether they want to play in some deep coverage or they want to isolate receivers out on the edge. And once they start playing that deep coverage, you're not getting first contact till 5 yards down the field.
How much did your team need that spark, that Gallup 60-yard touchdown pass early in the second half to really get you guys that belief that you can come back?
Oh, that's huge. That's always huge, no matter who it is. I mean, like, every game you're looking for that one person to come out and make a play. And Mike came out, I think that was probably our longest touchdown of the year, and that sparked the entire offense, sparked the comeback, and that's just something you can never take away from a game. If you're going to have a comeback, you have to have a play like that.
How much of a show of leadership is it from Nick? Obviously, I'm sure disappointed to not be the guy, but to come in and perform the way he did and kind of lead you guys the fourth quarter.
I mean, if you're talking about disappointment, he could have fooled me, because you see that guy at practice every single day, and you'd believe that he was a starter with the way that he practices. And so, like, when Colin went down and Nick came in, like, my heart didn't skip a beat or anything. I knew Nick was going to come in and execute, because, I mean, he was our guy last year. Like, I had no doubt in my mind, because that's just the person he is.
How big is that for you guys as a team to see a guy behave that way when he's not getting the time in the
Oh, it's huge, because what that means is as a team we have buy-in. And that's one of the most important things, because when you have everyone buying into something, when your ones and your twos are all bought in, it makes a huge difference. As, like, if someone gets hurt and someone comes in the game, like, nothing drops off.
How nice was it to kind of have the tag team going, you and Dalen?
I mean,
Dalen gets some big runs, you get some touchdowns. You guys were able to really kind of spell each other and both be effective.
yeah, it's kind of like we got back to what we were doing last year, where we just run the ball, play action, and we're going deep. And to get that going and get that going during the game and be able to get those touches, because one of the biggest things as a running back that you get is, like, the flow of the game, and to get those consecutive touches and also have Dalen coming in spelling me when I'm getting tired and vice versa, like, that's really huge for an offense.
Your defense came up with some really big plays. How much does your offense feed on what you're seeing them do on the field?
Oh, 100%. Like, if they're getting turnovers, it's huge. It's huge, because last year we were a team, we lost a lot of turnover battles. And this year, whenever they get a turnover, it sparks just intensity. And, like, as an offense, we feel like if they're playing their tails off that, we have to come in and execute and do what we need to do.
You guys surprised by anything Kevin Davis does when you see him on the field right now?
Kevin's the guy. Kevin Davis is the leader. He's probably the leader of this team. He's indescribable, man. Like, really. He really is. Leadership, personality, athlete, football player. That guy is all around amazing.
Thanks, Susie.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
We adjusted and made a little bit the middle safety, the post safety pretty much just spied him when it was for sure running. When it was passed, it just kind of got deep. So we made a couple adjustments that worked out really well for us. All the credit to Coach English and the defense staff right there. And just everybody else talking, coming off the field talking, making adjustments, and that's what it's all about. It's just players trusting coaches, coaches trusting players on what they're seeing and seeing what's going on so we can make the correct adjustments.
Kevin, that interception at the end, what's going through your mind?
Don't drop the ball. It was too wide open, so my thoughts were just don't drop the ball and get down, get the offensive ball.
What
and
about just
clock up.
how exciting was it, though, when you realized that you had just secured the win?
It was just relief. It's something that we needed as a team. Guys believed today, and that was huge. You could see it in their eyes. It wasn't like that any of the other games. Guys believed. We fed off each other.
What do you think that was, the difference between last week and this week, 2 weeks ago and this
We
week?
just kept harping it. We went back to work. We grinded. Guys just bought in.
Mike did say it felt like, it looked like you guys were playing freer on defense. Sweet had a big play. You had a big play on Myers. RJ had a big strip sack. But were you seeing guys, did it feel like you guys were playing freer and more on the attack again?
Yeah, I think we're playing more on the attack, but we're having fun today.
Yeah, we're having a blast. I mean, everybody was just flying around, making plays. Just the energy was going from one person to the other, and the energy flowed from the offense to the defense. And when the offense couldn't pick it up a little bit, the defense picked it up, and just everybody kept the train rolling. And when that's going on, that's good for everybody. Special teams held up the other end of the deal. It's just a total team win today, and that's what you would like to see.
You managed Jordan Davis because it looked like he took the interception when he tossed
He's already blaming Braylon.
I know.
That's why I asked it that way.
And I had a great break, saw that coming the entire time, and got my hands up, was ready for it, and I think it would have been 6, but at the last second, yeah, right. They weren't catching me. No, he got his hand up and deflected the ball, and it ended up bouncing off my helmet, so it was like, oh. But it was better than a completion, so just grateful that it was an incomplete and we got off the field.
Your reaction was priceless.
Whenever plays like that happen, you just look at yourself and you want to take full advantage of it, and when you don't, it just kind of hurts. But then again, come back and you can't be selfish. He had a PBU, I had a PBU. We were both there. We both knew we were there. So at the end of the play, the job was done, and that's what was needed. I could add a pick, yeah. No problem.
I think it's definitely tough. I think it's easy to get discouraged after something like that happens. It happens all around every position, and so I think it just can be a lesson, in football and in life, to just keep grinding, keep pushing no matter what happens, because you never know what's going to happen. And I think that I did a good job preparing. Like I'm the starter, like I've learned from the beginning here, you got to do that because you never know what's going to happen. I was able to come in and keep the offense going and score, tie it up, and I think that just momentum carried us from there. We were able to get a couple long runs on the next drive that really carried us. So, credit to the whole offense, Dawkins for that long run, obviously the line, and they were the ones that really carried us that last drive that we scored to bring us ahead.
How big was that second pass? The first pass you threw to Gal, hit him in the shins, and Mike said you ran it too deep. But for you to come back and thread that needle on that next one had to feel pretty good for you.
Yeah, it felt really good for me. It looked different all week than it looked that play, and we ran it early in the game, and it looked different at that point too. On that play, I think Mike just adjusted and kept running, and I hit him, and I thought he was going to score. I told him on the sideline after, man, you should have scored. Gave him a little grief, but I think it was huge. It was a third down, right? Yeah. So I think it was huge for us. Was able to put us back, into a tie game, and kind of gave me confidence. So, anything that you have to do.
I was going to say it was huge for your team, but how huge was that for your confidence?
Yeah, real big. I didn't see exactly when Mike broke because the wheel came and he was in my face. All I saw was that it was at his shins, and I was like, darn, that was a low ball. And then they called that play, and I was like, this could score, because I know it's a good play, and it just looked different, and I kind of had to adjust on the fly. I think Mike did a great job catching it and getting extra yards.
So after Izzy scored the go-ahead touchdown, you gave a little running fist bump.
You see that?
Does that feel? Yeah. And just how good did that feel to not only a team taking the lead, but you being able to be a part of that and be able to perform the way you did?
Well, first, I'm curious to see how high I got with that jump. I felt like it was pretty good, but it felt awesome. I know that, again, for the majority, I'm not sure if we passed it early on in the drive, but the guys up front and the guys in the backfield did a great job taking us down the field on a few plays. Again, Dawkins had a huge run. It felt really great just knowing that we were able to drive down the field. I want to say it was probably around 75 yards and score and go ahead. And our defense had been playing well, and I knew that they were going to come through with a stop. And then Kevin ended up catching the interception, so that was really huge.
Was there any different mood in the locker room at halftime than there was last week? You're down by an even bigger margin.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing was just like, we're only down by 14. It's 2 scores. Come out, get a stop on defense, and then we'll score on offense, and we'll be just fine.
You were pretty saying that last week too.
Yeah, we were. I couldn't tell you. I think it was just a little bit better, like, guys stay in this. And it was kind of like the leadership urging guys, like, don't get discouraged. I know, like, we were down last week, we're down again, but we can come back. Like, don't doubt it and believe. And I think that was an emphasis all week. No matter what happens, believe in each other, believe in yourselves, and don't let the guy next to you down. And I think that helped us not give up and come back and get the win.
I guess, why do you think people bought into it? I'm sure the leaders were saying that stuff last week too. What do you think?
If I had the answer for that, we'd be undefeated. I think we just did a good job. I think the biggest thing wasn't the atmosphere in the locker room. It was just coming out and executing the second half and not allowing ourselves to get down. And I think last week we had the same feeling, we're going to come back. We just didn't execute in the second half, I guess. And so that was the difference.
Was this team mad, or was it just more poised?
I think more poised. There was a little bit of anger, like, we shouldn't be in this position. We should be ahead. We're a good team. We should just execute. And I think, again, there's the execution that ended up happening in the second half. That's what brought us back in the game.
Who were some of those leaders that stepped up in that locker room?
The guys that you'd expect, Kevin Davis, Jake Bennett, Fred Zerblis. Colin was in there like, hey, guys, don't give up. We're good. The running backs were in there. It's pretty much all the typical leaders you'd expect.
What were your emotions when you go in at that point in a one-touchdown game? And obviously you started a game before, but was it any different kind of going in as almost a relief guy?
Yeah, someone said, I don't remember who it is, but somebody said, way to come in as relief, like relating to baseball, he said. But feeling was a little different. I just knew that we had to keep that drive alive and score. It wasn't obviously like game on the line, but you just kind of had the feeling that it was a critical situation. You're on, their side of the 50, going into score, and it's kind of feeling that we have to score right here, or else it's going to be really tough to come back. And so I just tried to stay calm and poised and do my job. And I think that sometimes you can get ahead of yourself and try to do too much. And if everyone on the field just says, I'm going to do my job, then plays are going to be successful and productive.
Does this validate for you that you've handled this the right way?
I think I could have played better, but I think that when I went in, I was prepared and felt like I prepared like the start of the whole week. I knew what looks they were giving me, and didn't feel like I was just being thrown in there and didn't know what to do. So I guess in a way, yes. And I'm glad I did prepare the way I did early on in the week.
How much can you say about Jalen Dawkins' performance? 125 yards rushing.
He ran hard. He definitely ran hard, broke a few tackles. A large chunk of that was the big run in the fourth quarter when it really counted. So
that first drive too.
Yeah, exactly. We ran the ball right down the field there too. I think it's just good to see his hard work pay off. He's one of the hard workers on the team, and to go over 100 is really good in the game. So happy for him.
Thanks, man.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
That it could be a big play.
I saw it on the play before. I said, oh, and we ran it again, and it opened up. So, yeah, I saw it right away. I knew it was about to happen.
From your standpoint, what was different about your guys' rushing attack this week? You guys struggled in the second half against Wyoming to get it going. What changed?
I think from last week we just paid attention to the small details. We got that corrected, and we kept at it too.
How much bigger
They were a lot bigger. They were a lot bigger, and I love that. So credit to my O-line for that.
Any rhyme or reason in your mind? I mean, you guys, it's 2 weeks in a row. You've had fast starts, and then you guys go dead
Yeah.
at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you know, the most important thing is that we finished. We definitely finished, and we fought to the end. There was some things that just didn't go our way, but that's all right because we just kept fighting. All right, no problem.
Good morning.